If you knew morning wood, then you know why I feel blue. Without morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood. Oh, how my heart yearns for you. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood. Pretty, 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 pretty morning wood. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you and I need you, morning wood. I love you, morning wood, with a love so rare and true. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Well, I love you, I want you, morning wood.
Rise and shine. Happy Devils Wednesday. This is the Morning Woo. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker. Undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network. As we're talking some Devils hockey today. Devils taking on the Seattle Kraken later today at the Rock. Devils are building up some confidence. Happy Devils Wednesday to you, Anthony LaPena. He says, good morning from the highway this morning, Sam, and the rest of the Devils Nation. Yeah, just be careful, Anthony. There were some bad accidents on Route 80 in New Jersey. And I believe there was another accident, Route 78 in New Jersey, which now I see on the ways that my morning commute has nearly doubled than it normally would be. And that sucks. So we have the Morning Woo. Pod Legend, good morning from bumper to bumper, snowy traffic in Wisconsin. Haven't moved in 10 minutes right now. Well, you know, you're in luck because we've got the Morning Woo right now live. I see Max saying that no morning boo yet. MOURNINGBOO. Happy Devils Wednesday to you, Dubzilla. And Anthony Pena says that he's in Michigan. But regardless, drive safe out on the roadways. I've been dealing with a lot of crazy drivers myself. My dash cam is capturing everything. The other day, I thought I had a heart attack. I'd actually pull over the next exit to calm down, just getting cut off by a driver that simply didn't look. Going from the left lane to the middle lane to the right lane, which I was in the right lane to try to make an exit. And, of course, I was honking the horn because I was alert. And then he decided to go back to the middle lane, but he jolted the car, and now it's fishtailing all over the place, and I had to avoid that. I hate crazy drivers. JMB, calling it right now, had the Devils lost on Monday, the GM and coach would have been fired. I'm not so sure about that, JMB. I think if they were to have lost on Monday, I think fans would have their pitchforks ready, hunting down both Tom Fitzgerald and Sheldon Keefe. Max says a guy was driving the wrong way on the highway. That's never good. That's never good. Happy Devil's Monday. I'm sorry, Happy Devil's Monday. Happy Devil's Wednesday to you, NY Davy. NY Davy, part of the 9-0 club, witnessing the Devils, both debacles against the New York Rangers back in 1986 and the New Jersey Devils just about over a week ago. The Devils, let's hope that they built some confidence in this game tonight, because I'll tell you what happened in Minnesota. If you don't build upon that, you're going to piss me off even more. Always Something 17 says, as angry as people are with Fitzy, a new GM doesn't fix too much, not enough cap, and too many no movement clauses. It's very depressing. Yes and no. You would need to find a GM to ruffle feathers to get these players off their no movement clauses. I mean, that's what it would take. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that. It feels like a Monday, Sam. Don't feel bad about it. Yeah, it does feel like a Monday. I'm going to check Waze right now to see how long it's going to take me to get to work. Last I checked was an hour and 45 minutes and rising. It sucks when you have traffic, these accidents. And a lot of them, just people are not paying attention. And I was reading on the one on Route 80 near Alamucci, I believe at exit 19. This tractor-trailer that was carrying something heavy, and I think it damaged not only the guardrails, but the right lane and middle lane. And it's going to be out for a while. But, yeah, it sucks. It sucks to be stuck in traffic. It's a waste of time. But it does help the podcast, because if you're stuck in traffic, you're most likely listening to the Morning Woo. JMB's been at work since 5:30 a.m. Hotel industry for you. Yeah, the hotel industry. That must be fun to be working in the hotel industry. Get to see a lot of people. It's probably different every day. Probably have a lot of towels to wash. And Matt Ray Mendez says, good morning from Tampa, Florida. Well, happy Devil's Wednesday to you, Matt. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Go Devils. You can find us on Facebook at Let's Go Devils Podcast. Also Instagram. And also Twitch, same handle, at Let's Go Devils Podcast, and on X at Let's Go Devils Pod. I'm your host, Sam Woo. This is the Morning Woo. And, the Morning Woo, 102 straight days of episodes. And I want to get your opinion, because the audience here, it's come to my attention. There are a couple of people that want to do a podcast with me, more of all sports. Being in the New York City. I live in between the New York City metro area and Philadelphia. I'm right smack in between an undisclosed location, obviously. Can't tell you where I live. Otherwise, I'm going to have fans knocking on the door. I don't know why they would be knocking on the door. I don't know, to hand me some casserole or something, because I'm always hungry. But, thinking about converting the Morning Woo, you'll still get your Devils hockey talk, but more of, a New York City, Philadelphia-based, just all sports in New Jersey. I think it'd be kind of cool to do something like that, something that, that you have 101.5 FM, but they're more into politics. I think it'd be kind of cool to have, cover the Devils, Rangers, Islanders, Yankees, Mets, Flyers, Phillies, Eagles, Giants, Jets, Nets, Knicks, Sixers. I think it'd be cool to get all the professional sports and also cover some of the high school games as well. Some of the high school games actually do excite me, especially football, because it seems like the Catholic schools in the private school divisions, and then you got the Bartons of the world and all that. I think it'd be kind of cool to cover all sports in the Garden State, And there's nothing like that out there, but you still will get your Devils. I can promise you that you still get your Devils. And talking all things New Jersey, essentially. Max says that means you have to talk about the fish sticks, rags, and filth unbiased. Are you prepared to do that? No, I've done that in the past. I've actually worked down in Philadelphia with the great Merrill Reese, Bill Clement, Greg Luzinski, the Bull, talking Phillies baseball. The only thing I haven't really done is this 76ers. No, I've produced shows before. I just never been behind the mic about it. And, but most people don't know about this, but, I actually covered the New York Rangers in the Stanley Cup Finals in 2014. And I was in the press box at Madison Square Garden when they were playing the LA Kings. I can remain neutral to an extent, but the joke's on the other party, though, because I think you guys know how I really feel. But yeah, and Merrill Reese actually did the voiceover for my wedding too. Most people don't know that. But if Merrill saw me today, he'd probably forget who I am. He's probably pushing 80 years old now, Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles. Always something. A big reason I'm a New Jersey Devils fan is my hatred for New York teams. I'd rather not hear about the Rags and Isles. Well, that's a good opinion. Isles fans are fine. Ranger fans are awful. But again, these are just thoughts because been in talks with others about doing other podcasts, but again, I don't want to open too many podcasts. Sorry, it's already tough enough to do the Let's Go Devils podcast as well. 83. Is he really 83 years old, Merrill Reese? Wow, you're probably right, because when I was working with him, he was in his 70s. Is he really 83 years old? Wow. Good for him. He's got one of the most iconic voices, Merrill Reese. And very, very, very nice guy as well. But yeah, and the other thing too is, again, it's, everybody knows I'm a big Mets fan, big Giants fan, big Penn State fan. I love to cover college sports as well. I'd even cover Rutgers, believe it or not, but I'd be criticizing every freaking day. I mean, the Rutgers sports program is what, $500 million in debt? And what kind of results have you received lately? Coffee Woo thoughts with Sam. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I love to talk about. The thing that sucks about talking about current events and politics is politics gets involved. Like, if you take a position on something, then you just get a lot of people just like, oh, I won't talk to you. Like, politics should never be like sports. It's a blood sport, unfortunately. But politics should not be like a sport where you take a side or a political party, and that's the end-all, be-all. It's like being a Devils fan. It's like you hate the Rangers no matter what. But the reality is there are some pretty cool Ranger fans. There are, and sometimes it just sucks sometimes with politics, especially if you have people in your family that you can't talk to. You can't say anything. And then, on Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner, you say one little thing that really is a nothing burger, and suddenly you just get walloped talking politics. Oh, hate that. I'm a guy that just wants to have a conversation. I think we should have a conversation without killing each other. That's the beauty of freedom of speech. You know, I just don't understand it. I know people. I have a lot of friends that are completely opposite of me, but we're cool. We're cool. You know, it's called tolerance. It's called getting along. It's called stop being a jerk. You know, you can get along with people with different positions. And I think that's what makes the Let's Go Devils podcast awesome, because everybody has a different position. Like what's going on with the New Jersey Devils. Some say fire the GM and fire the coach. Me, I'm taking the position, I want the ownership to sell the team. We all have different positions. And I think it's kind of cool to, you know, with the Let's Go Devils podcast, is just to actually have dialogue on that. You know, there are times that Nick and Volano and I just don't agree on anything. You know, but behind the scenes, we're like best friends. Vinny Parisi is just, you know, he's a great guy. But sometimes, you know, he brings a lot of insight to the podcast that I never would have thought of. And that's how you grow. You know, and we talk about the title of the podcast is Building Your Confidence Up. It's you know, it's really refreshing sometimes to hear other people, you know, what their point of views are. Always Something 17 says, I have a chiropractor in the family. That's bad enough. Never mind bad political arguments. Yeah. Hopefully there's no chiropractors listening, but what, the fake doctors? Because I have doctors and MDs in my family, and they just tell me they're fake doctors. You know, and I don't think that's right. Because I bet you, I've never been a chiropractor before, but I bet you they make you feel good after they crack your back and neck. NY Davey says, no politics in sports. Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. Because I hate it when politics infiltrates sports. You know, I hate it. I hate it when politicians uses sports as a pawn and drive influence. And I don't like that. I like just sports. I like friendly competition. I love the national anthem being sung or heard. Both national anthems, you know, because it's hockey. You have the Canadian national anthem. I love that stuff, you know. That's why I like the Olympics, you know, as well, you know. James is asking, Sam, I'm curious to hear if you actually think Keefe has made the right decisions this year. Timo not on PP1. Hamilton not on PP1. Luke not being benched early. I attribute 12 to 16 points lost due to him. I'm going to make, and I have no proof of this. This is just my opinion. And again, I don't have any sources on it. But this is very similar to Lindy Ruff. And I think a lot of those decisions, Sheldon Keefe, there's an override from the people above, meaning Tom Fitzgerald. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sold that they are Keefe's decisions. That's all I have to say about that. Because I remember listening to Lindy Ruff in the press conferences, and again, you read between the lines and you're listening for certain buzzwords. And there are times where I felt like coaches in the past had to operate under the GM's umbrella, where I think there's the analytics team and the GM are making more of the decisions than the actual coach. That's my opinion, just reading between the lines. And I think reading between the lines, I think Sheldon Keefe is probably sick of it at this point. And I don't think that's what he signed up for. That's just my opinion. I have no proof of that, but that's just my opinion since you asked. Tom says analytics is ruining this team. Yeah, and, you know, the stuff that was leaked out, you know, it was on the Merrick Wyshynski versus Wyshynski. show and, about, Tom Fitzgerald, ignore the analytics team, for signing Pallad, even though we told them not to. Yeah, it's amazing how it comes out 3 years later when you got to save your ass, save your freaking jobs. Yeah, how convenient is that? Steve Engel says Dougie should be traded today. Hopefully you get that news today. Steve Engel delivering the mail and commenting on the Let's Go to Those podcast. Steve Engel, Mr. Consistent. One of the greatest fans of the Let's Go to Those podcast. Alex has ruined sports, says always something. It has its place, but so many people force it onto everything, forgetting the old ways. Still win games. Max says we saw Sheldon sick of it in the interview when he was asked about the job security by the great Novozinski. Pod Legend says, Steve Engel says, Pod Legend, good man, just another way for them to divide the people, race, religion, politics. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what media people do. Okay? That's what media people do. Whether it's in sports media and the political media, right? But let's stick to sports here. It's all about ratings. It's all about eyeballs. It's all about numbers. Because how do you think the media gets paid? They get paid those clicks. They get paid for all those pre-roll, post-roll. That's how the media gets paid. In order to increase the amount of impressions or hits, you've got to say something extraordinary at times. I call it flame baiting. I call it trolling. And what happens? Everybody loves a good train wreck. And they keep on clicking. And they keep on reading. And they keep on engaging. And it becomes a topic. And what better way to divide and conquer? Either divide a singular fan base or have two fan bases go against each other, like Devils versus Rangers. Hype it up. You see the numbers. I mean, we see the numbers on the podcast when fans get heated up and they're divided. And unfortunately, that's how the system works. Divide and conquer equals dollars in your pockets for the media. But I don't like that. What I like is having a conversation without being inflammatory of both sides of the conversation, so there is no divisiveness. But you make your argument. You better bring, if you're going to make your argument, better bring your good stuff. Otherwise, you're going to get called out. Stephen Herschel says, first time tuning in the Morning Woo. Well, happy Devil's Wednesday to you. Max says the kids call it rage bait. But yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, again, I think some of the media just like to troll because that's how they make a living. They don't really. Honestly, half of these guys, some of them have an agenda, some of them don't. But at the end of the day, it's about how many eyeballs you have, who's watching. Pod Legend says, thanks for helping through the crappy drive right now. It took way too long to get to my first stop, work stop. Can always rely on the Morning Woo for that. Yeah, I'm going to be late to work today, unfortunately. Because I got to still pack up. Because I'll be at American Whiskey for Game Day Live and Devils After Dark. Got to get my gear ready. It's been a while since I've been at American Whiskey. since that infamous booing of Luke Hughes. So probably going to get out of here right now. I'm going to drop the podcast in about 10 minutes. You could listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music Prime, Audible, and on the iHeart app. So we want to salute you, the Devils fans, all over North America and around the world, driving through the crappy weather. Stay safe, everybody. This is for you. Also, on another note, probably talk about it more tomorrow. I follow his podcast because my friend Durango Steve tells me to follow his podcast. But he passed away yesterday before he went live. And that's Scott Adams, the Dilbert cartoon creator. Passed away at the age of 68 yesterday. And I watch his podcast and I take a lot of elements of what he does. All the engagement and all that kind of good stuff. And I've incorporated into the Let's Go Devils podcast over the last couple of years. But sad day yesterday, hearing the news right before he was supposed to go on air that he passed away. Anyway, thank you for all those tuning in. Again, dropping the podcast in about 10 minutes. Till next time, this is the Morning Woo. Let's go Devils.
I want you, morning woo.